Hey students, so today we are going to discuss the topic of atoms and chemical elements. Okay, so what are atoms? Children, everything around us is made up of tiny particles called atoms. Okay, we cannot see them because they are extremely small, and atoms are like the building blocks that make everything in the world. Okay, so atoms. Atoms are the basic particles of the chemical elements, and atoms consist of a nucleus of protons and generally neutrons surrounded by an electromagnetically bound swarm of electrons. So basically, they are saying that the atom has three main important parts, which are protons, which is a positive charge, neutrons, no charge, and electrons that have negative charge. So we can say that everything around us is made up of tiny particles called atoms, and we cannot see them because they are extremely small. And atoms are like the building block that makes everything in the world. Okay, so the protons and neutrons stay together in the center called the nucleus. Electrons move around the nucleus. Okay, so, everything around us is made up of atoms. They have mass and volume. Atoms are too small we cannot see them with our naked eye, hence we need microscope. Okay? As I have told you that everything around us is made up of very tiny particles called atoms, and we can't see them with our own eyes, like we need microscope to see them. So, almost all mass of an atom in its nucleus, and nucleus contains protons and neutrons. So basically we are saying that an atom has three main parts, which we have discussed in the previous slide, which are protons, neutrons, and electrons. And it have another thing, which is nucleus. So nucleus is a thing that contains protons and neutrons. Okay, so protons are positively charged particles while neutrons are neutral particles. Electrons are negatively charged particles. They revolve around the nucleus. So basically, we are saying that the protons and neutrons stay together in the center, which we will call nucleus. Okay, we can say that nucleus is a combination of protons and neutrons, and electrons move around the nucleus. Okay, so look at this diagram. Yes, so this is electron, which is revolving around the nucleus, and it is nucleus which contains the combination of proton and neutron. Okay, so the protons and neutrons stay together in the center, which is this, which we call nucleus, and electrons revolve around the nucleus, which is this. Okay, okay, let's discuss the example. Like, think of the nucleus as a sun, okay, and electron as a planet moving around it. The nucleus is in the middle and electrons move around it. Okay, so the next one is atomic models. Okay, we cannot see atoms. Okay, yes. We cannot see atoms from our naked eye, so scientists came and tried to propose models of atoms to actually show how atoms look alike. Here are some scientists who proposed the atomic models, which is John Dalton. So, basically, we're saying that atoms are too small to see, so scientists made different models to explain how atoms look and work. Okay, so here's a Dalton's model. So basically, we're saying that John Dalton said that atoms are tiny solid balls. He believed atoms could not be divided into smaller parts. Okay, so look at this picture. Yes, Dalton's model. Solid sphere model or bowling ball model proposed by John Dalton. Like John Dalton said that atoms are tiny solid balls. He believed atoms could not be divided into smaller parts. Okay, so this is Thomson's model. So basically, look at this picture. Thomson's discovered electrons. He thought atoms looked like a positively charged ball with electrons spread inside it. Okay? So, atomic models. Yes. So, the next one is electron shell. Okay. An electron shell may be thought of an orbit that electrons follow around an atom's nucleus. So, basically, electrons do not move randomly. They stay in special layers called shells around the nucleus. Okay, so the closest shell to the nucleus is called the first shell, which is K shell. Okay, followed by the second shell or L shell. Okay, then the third shell, which is M shell, and so on, farther and farther from the nucleus. Each shell can hold up to a certain number of electrons. First shell can hold up to 2 electrons. If atoms has more than 2 electrons, they organize into next shell. Okay, so basically, we're saying that the electrons do not move randomly, like they stay in the special layers called shells around the nucleus. And the first shell can hold only 2 electrons. If there are more electrons, they move to the next shell. Okay? Like this. See in this video, in this slide, sorry, like the first shell contains only 2 electrons. This and this. Okay? And think of the nucleus as the sun, which we discussed in the last slides, and electrons as planet, which is this, moving around it, like they're revolving around the sun. Like the nucleus is in the middle, which is this, and electrons move around it. Okay, so nucleus containing positively charged protons. Okay, and electrons are revolving around it. Okay. So the next one is atomic number. So the atomic number of an atom is a total number of electrons present in a neutral atom or the total number of protons present in the nucleus of an atom. So the atomic number, which scientists represent with the letter Z, is basically the identity card of an atom. Like it tells you the two main things, the number of protons and number of electrons. Like how many protons are packed inside the center of the atom, which is nucleus, and how many electrons are buzzing around the outside. Okay, in simple terms, for any normal atom, the number of protons and electrons is exactly the same, and that number is its atomic number. Okay, so, can you please tell me what is the atomic number in carbon atom? Okay, look at this. Answer is 6. How it is 6? Because if you look closely at the diagram of the carbon atom, which is this, you can count 6 blue dots orbiting the center, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, it is 6. Those blue dots are the electrons because it has 6 electrons. Its atomic number is 6. Okay. So the next one is isotopes. Okay. Isotopes are distinct nuclear species of the same chemical element. They have the same atomic number. Atomic number means number of protons in their nuclei, but differ in nucleon number, like mass number, which is due to different number of neutrons in their nuclei. So basically, think of isotopes as twin siblings. They belong to the exact same chemical family and look almost identical on the outside, but they have slightly different weight because one has packed a little extra bag in the center. So, in scientific terms, isotopes have the same atomic number but different mass number, which means the same atomic number means they have the exact number of protons. This is why they are still the same element but a different mass number, which means they have a different total weight because they have a different number of neutrons in their nucleus. Okay, so the golden rule, which you will remember, is same protons, different neutrons. Isotopes are same protons, different neutrons. Okay, for example, hydrogen has three isotopes, which is protium, deuterium, and tritium. They have same atomic number but different mass number. So what is protium? While this is standard everyday hydrogen that makes up water. And inside the atom, it has one proton and zero neutron in the center. So its mass is very light, which is 1. Which is deuterium, means often called heavy hydrogen. It has one proton and one neutron joined together in the center. Its mass is a bit heavier, which is 2, because of the extra neutron. Okay? So the next one is tritium, which means a very rare radioactive version of hydrogen. Like inside the atom, it has one proton and two neutrons. Okay? So its mass is 3. So the next one is chemical formula. Okay, a chemical formula is a way of presenting information about the chemical proportions of atoms that constitute a particular chemical compounds or molecules. Every substance can be represented by a chemical formula. So basically, a chemical formula is like a recipe ingredient list for a substance. Like it uses letters and numbers to show exactly which atoms and how many of them are mixed together to make a specific molecule. Okay? And every single substance can be written down as a chemical formula. Okay? So, So this slide basically shows the difference between writing a formula and building a picture of it using water, which is H2O, as an example. So we have a chemical formula, water is H2O, tells you that there are two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atoms, which is this picture. You can see that. So the 3D picture on the right visually shows those three atoms attached to each other like a toy. Okay? Chemical formula and model both tells about the composition of water, but only the model gives you information about the arrangement of the atoms in a water. Okay? So vocabulary, which is okay, composition, the chemical elements that make a substance. Arrangement, the order and shape in which the atoms are bounded together in a substance. So basically, composition, like what the substance is made of, like the specific ingredient or element, you can say. Both formulas and models tells you this. Okay? And arrangement, like the order and shape in which the atoms are bonded together in a substance, like how those ingredients are organized. Only a visual model can show you this. Okay, like their 3D shape and order. So this is ball and stick model. So in ball and stick model, the ball represents atoms and the stick represents bond. So basically, this explains how to read the 3D drawings of molecules. Like the round balls represent the individual atoms, and the stick connecting them represents the chemical bonds holding them together like glue. Okay, so some other models, which is This slide basically gives more examples of ball and stick models to show different molecular shape. So the next first one is iodine monochloride, which is ICL. So two different atoms linked in a straight line. And the next one is bromine, which is B2. Two identical atoms linked in a straight line. Okay? And hydrogen sulfide, which means three atoms linked in a bent V-like shape. Okay? How can atoms bond together? Okay, there are two kinds of bonds atoms can make. The first one is covalent bond and the next one is ionic bond. Okay. Atoms stick together using two main types of bonds, which you can say teamwork. Okay, a covalent bond happens when the atoms share an electron between them. Okay, so basically, atoms share an electron with each other like a sharing a toy. Okay, and the ionic bond, like the other kind of bond, is called ionic bond, and it happens when one atom gives an electron to another atom, and these bonds are held together. So one atom completely gives an electron to another atom, and the transfer sticks them together. Okay. Okay, what are molecules? A molecule is defined as an electrically neutral group of two or more atoms connected by a chemical bond. So, the main idea is that a molecule is a neutral group of two or more atoms bound tightly together. Okay, a molecule consists of more than one atoms. A given molecule has a constant composition, which means the ratio of different atoms is always the same. Identical molecules also display the same chemical properties. Unlike atoms, molecules may be broken by chemical reactions. So, here we have some key properties. You can say that they always keep the same recipe, which is ratio of atoms. Okay, and identical molecules always act the same way. And unlike a single atom, a molecule can be broken apart into a smaller pieces using chemical reactions. Okay?